Hey everyone, welcome to a new chess video. Today, I'm bringing you one of those traps that you like so much and ask for so often. A trap that will make your opponent suffer a lot and also let you win in just a few moves. On top of that, we'll do it with the black pieces. Since you always ask me, please chess teacher, show me some super powerful trap with the black pieces. What's more, you can play this trap when they play e4, the king's pawn, but you can also play it when they play d4, the queen's pawn. What does that mean? That you can use this trap in 99% of your games because they always start like that. So let's explain it. Let's start, for example, with the king's pawn e4. Then we're going to respond with the move knight f6. This is called the Alekhine defense. We're already attacking this pawn right here from the start. The thing is, there's a problem. Since we don't have this pawn blocking the opponent's pawn, now when we bring out the knight, they can attack it directly. But that's not a problem because we know the trap. We have to place the knight next to the pawn, and it's now where they can play d4 and have an excellent pawn center. Here, the main move of the Alekhine defense would be to play d6. But we love finding traps that go a bit off book to catch our opponents completely by surprise. And we're going to play the move b5. Look at what a strange move. Besides looking like such a bad move, we're giving away this pawn. Look, they could capture it, developing the bishop. Therefore, it would be very strange if they didn't capture this pawn. First of all, let's see what happens if they capture it. What's the idea behind this move? So they can't play c4 to attack this knight. Here, if we play d6, they can directly attack this knight. Therefore, we play b5. Mind you, we're giving away the pawn. Now what? Well, here we gain a brutal counterattack. What we're gonna do, remember, is play c5, placing this pawn here to gain a little space. Many are gonna fall for the first trap of this opening, right here. What is this trap? Notice they've already taken a pawn. Many might think, this guy is terrible. I'll finish him off quickly. I'll take this pawn, and I'm already up 2 pawns. This would already be a huge mistake, since we have the move queen a5, check. And we're also going to capture the bishop on the next move. You have to be very careful in this opening with queen a5 moves, because it doesn't just happen in this trap, it'll happen many times during the opening. Look, let's analyze the situation a bit. We're giving check, so the opponent would have to block here, right? But we're also attacking this bishop, so we're winning a piece. However, they're also attacking one of our pieces. So if we take the bishop, our opponent might take our knight, attacking the rook, look, and the opponent might want to get into this situation. However, we don't have to worry about that, because we're still winning. Pay attention to what we have to do. We're definitely going to play queen to a5 check, attacking the bishop, and let's see what our opponent does. In case they block with the knight, we just trade here, and it would be the easiest thing in the world, because now we do capture, and our opponent doesn't get the piece back. So if they block with the knight, they're totally lost. Now, they don't have to block with the knight, and they can make the good move here, which would be c3, but we'll still win. Don't worry, we'll still win. Why? Because now we're going to do the following. They block with 3. What are we going to do? Take the bishop. What are they going to do? Obviously, they'll take the knight. Otherwise, they're really lost. Now, they still have two extra pawns, right? Because we've taken a piece and so have they. But we have the move bishop to b7, protected by the queen, attacking this queen, but with x-ray vision, and even more importantly, attacking this g2 point, which is totally unprotected. So when this queen moves, wherever it moves, it doesn't matter, we're going to capture this pawn here, look, and we're going to win the rook on the next move. It's true, now we're down a pawn, but look, we've already won the rook on the next move. Here, things can even get worse, because many people want to attack your queen, right? They think, if you attack my rook, I'll attack your queen. But this is even worse, because it even lets us in with the queen. Right here in the king's face, this king can only move here, he's lost the right to castle, this bishop won't be able to get out, we're winning material because on the next move we take here. This knight now can't get out through here because we'll take it, nor through here because we'll take it, would have to come out through here, and look at this position. We have a rook advantage, and also look at the king right here in the middle. He can't castle, and on top of that, he's blocking the pieces. Look, this trap starts off very well, but watch out, it gets even better. Now let's see how to get to the same position, but if instead of playing e4, they play d4. You can reach the same position, as I told you at the beginning of the video. Therefore, you'll be able to use it a lot. If you're enjoying this video, don't hesitate to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And I have a trap prepared with the white pieces that's gonna blow your mind. So let's do a challenge. If we reach 400 likes, I know it's a lot, but if we reach 400 likes, I'm gonna upload that video of the trap. You're really gonna love it, and you'll use it in many games, so it's in your hands. If we reach 400 likes, I'll upload it. Now then, how do we get to this position with the black pieces if they play d4? Look how interesting. We're gonna play b5 directly, a super strange move. Here, your opponent will already think you're a pretty bad player, but hey, it's okay. What's the best reaction for white here? Play e4. Why? To take the center and also attack this pawn right here. We, as you know, will play knight f6. If they decide to capture this pawn here now, we would capture the d4 pawn. And what will have happened here? Well, we'd have a favorable exchange, since we've given away a very low value queenside pawn compared to the king's central pawn. Therefore, we'd already be better off. However, here the white pieces might think, first I kick out the knight, and then when the knight leaves, then I take the pawn. And if you notice, we're in exactly the same position. What would be next? Well, the same as in the first variation, play c5 to break in the center. We've seen that capturing would be a huge mistake because of queen a5. But here a lot of people might think, okay, they're already seeing queen a5, so what I do is protect both things. I protect the pawn and I protect the queen's entry. But simply, what are we going to do here? Pawn takes pawn, and when they recapture, now, yes, simply queen a5 check, and we're in the same boat. And now even better, because this pawn is blocking the queen, and she couldn't recapture the knight. So whatever they do, if they attack us here, we'll take the bishop. If they cover with the queen, we won't trade queens, obviously. We'll also take the bishop. If they cover with the knight, what will we have to do? Well, obviously not take because it's protected, but first we trade the knight and now we calmly take the bishop. Notice that in 5 or 6 moves, we're already winning a piece. I mean, you have no idea how many games and games I've won with this trap. But wait, that's not all. Whoops, I'm losing my breath. That this isn't all, there's still lore. So remember well, knight f6 attacking the pawn. When they attack us, we move it here, d4. Now, yes, we play our b5. If they play d4, you do it the other way, no problem at all. Bishop takes, we play c5, and we've seen that so many people fell for it, even grandmasters, huh? And pawn takes pawn, or even in c3. We know how to punish both of them. But what happens if they play c4? They directly attack this knight. Well, we're gonna give it away. Mind you, first of all, you know it's in your hands, okay? Let's see if you make me very happy and we reach 400 likes, or let's see if we reach many more, huh? I'll be super happy, because I really want to show you that trap I have in mind. Wait a minute. What do you mean we give away the knight, chess teacher? Have you gone crazy? Yes, I've gone crazy, you already know that, but this works. And if not, try it in your games and then tell me. Look, okay? We take here, giving away the knight. How can that be? Well, why's that? Because when we give up the knight, we have queen to a5 available again, check, and we'll take the bishop. And not only that, but we'll end up with a much better position. Now we're no longer down any pawns. However, we have a much more incredible position. For example, when they block the check, we take the bishop, and look, we attack the center pawn, we attack this pawn here. This position is terrible for white. I mean, we've ended up in a much better spot. These pawns are gonna fall. This pawn might fall too. They can't defend everything. It's a position that's gonna collapse under its own weight. Look at what an incredible trap. A brutal detail here that'll win you many games. Check this out, huh? When we play c5 and they play c4, as we were seeing until now, we said we give up the knight and we take here. However, many people will say, okay, I won't take here because then queen to a5 would come and they'd win the bishop. Therefore, what I'm going to do is take here with the queen. A much better move for white. However, we have another recipe to blow up the position. Look, huh? This video is a gold mine, right? If you learn it well and study it well, you're gonna win many games, okay? That's why I keep mentioning the likes. Look, here we can't play through here. It wouldn't seem like a very good idea because this is still defended, right? But what happens? Well, we have this incredible move. What are we threatening now? I guess you're all seeing it. We're threatening to jump here. Double and triple check. Therefore, they'd have to resign here. How can the white pieces cover this square naturally? Well, for example, with the knight through here. A very normal move here would be a 6 to kick this bishop out of here and be a bit better. However, we have the move, queen to a5, again to make discover checks. Right now, we're threatening to move this knight here or here, giving check, right? And winning material? A lot of material. So here, a very natural move for white. What could it be? Obviously, bishop to d2, right? Supernatural. Not only is the pin avoided, but now he's the one pinning us. But come on, I'm gonna give you 3 seconds here to think of an incredible bombshell. Come on. There it is. Well, the incredible move here is queen takes knight, sacrificing the queen. We're eliminating the defender. And now, when they capture us, now for sure, we don't have the knight covering us. Look at what an incredible triple check. We're gonna win the queen on the next knave. We threaten this bishop, the king can't castle, and we're much better off. Therefore, besides, we end up with an extra piece. Look, 1, 2, 3 against 1, 2, 3, 4. They've fallen into our trap again. And wait, because the best part is still to come. Fine. Here, we have to be careful with one move, and that's them bringing the bishop back to c4 to prevent all these check themes. But now I am going to show you how to win when they play bishop to c4, which seems to be the best move. They're just attacking our knighty? Yeah, well, we're going to give it away anyway. And we don't have to be afraid of them taking it. Why? Because of the same old tactic. You know, when you play this opening, keep in mind that you always have available, or usually have available, the move queen to a5, check, and we'll win back material. A logical move here, right? Bishop to d2 to block the check, we take the bishop, and notice that now we're much better off than white. First, we've broken down this whole strong pawn center that the white pieces had. Second, we've eliminated the bishop pair. Third, we're attacking the e5 square, and we're also attacking this g2 square. So it seems there's only one way to defend them, right? Which would be knight to f3. They defend this one and they defend that one, but we can continue with the move bishop to a6, completely cutting off the castling, and now the white pieces are in serious trouble. Look, I checked what the most common move here was for white, and it was c3. And notice that here we win instantly. Practically, no matter what they do, we're winning, right? But if they even make a move like c3, not sensing the threat, queen to e4, check. And now what does white do? It can't do anything. The king can't move because it's cut off by the bishop. They'd have to sacrifice material to keep the game going, and that's more than one. Look, with the queen, it would be checkmate. So they'd have to sacrifice the bishop, and this is already more than one. We take here, we're threatening to take here with a double check. This is as one as it gets. We've seen that by going back, we give away the knight and take here. However, here, white has a winning move that's practically impossible to find. Still, if they find it, we have to be prepared, right? They're not going to find it, I'm telling you right now. But if they do find it, what happens? Look at the move. Knight to c3, giving away the knight for the pawn. What a strange move. Sure, and they think if I take here, and then I'm fine. It's a good move, however, very hard to find. And what are we going to do? Well, we're going to take the knight and get into the game. Bishop takes knight. Now what? They're threatening our rook. Notice that now we simply have the move queen to a5, as always. We're attacking over here, we're attacking over there. They can take our rook. Notice that if they take here, check, here, and here, so we'll end up very well if they take the pawn. But of course, the interesting thing here is what happens if they take our rook, right? Sure, we're ending up a rook down. Well here, look at what an interesting move. Pawn takes pawn, check, we threaten the rook, and we threaten the bishop, they block, and now we don't promote, because if we promote, they can take our queens. What we're going to do is take this pawn with check first, and now, when they block, what are we going to do? Well, capture the rook. And what do you say, Stockfish? What do you say? That you have a queen for me? Well, give me the queen, because with one, two queens, jack. Look, this is completely won. Plus, they defend each other. And here it would be, in this case, checkmate, because if they move back, checkmate. Therefore, we are completely winning here. Look at what an incredible line to finish it off. If they find the right move against you, most fall into this line. I hope you guys love this video. Stitch says we're gonna reach 400 likes, so hit it hard. If you leave me a comment, I'll read it, and if you subscribe to the channel, you'll see my daily videos. So thank you very much, and see you in the next video, friends. Bye.